Alright fellas, here we're back in Pokemon Masters, and today we're going to be doing the Champion Stadium, except we're going to be doing a full Sinnoh/Hisui run. We're going to be prioritizing using all of the Hisuian characters, and I was going to try and make it so it was only Hisuian characters, so, 6 options. That's a lot of solos, but sadly, some of these stages a little bit too difficult or too RNG required for me to do full solos on, or even some duos. So we have a couple battles that are 3v3s, a couple battles that are 2v1s or 2v3s, and 2 battles that are 1v3. So go ahead, hop in, tune in for those. I'll have hopefully I'll have timestamps at the bottom to where you want to see each battle, which will have every character used. So yeah, let's go ahead, hop into these battles. It should be pretty fun. Alright, here's our first battle. It is versus Chantal. We've got Lodge, Adaman, and Irida, as well as Lucas here. So, this is where I noticed, alright, 2v3 ain't possible with this, because Chantal is one of the, I don't think she probably is one of the stronger, just out of all of the Unova stages. She's probably one of the stronger ones, because she does hit quite hard. And obviously 2 Lodge units are not going to be capable of handling that, so I had to bring in Lucas. So this is where I was like, okay, maybe I'll do Hisui/Sinnoh protagonist, right? Well, I ended up breaking that rule a little bit later on, but it was only once, so whatever. Either way, setup wasn't too bad. We buffed Lucas's speed with the Pep Rally on the X Defense Walls with Adaman, and we were able to get in some good Sync Nuke damage. Irida was here for some good flinches, which were very vital in getting the win here. This was a pretty RNG desired run, I would say, because it did take me quite a few attempts to get the right luck, especially because Lucas didn't crit on sync a lot, and just a bunch of different things, man. It's annoying, right? I hate the 70% chance to crit on sync. It's really a mechanic that shouldn't exist, but it's just there for the ability to soften up to exist, so quite annoying, right? Anyway, yeah, we're able to get, not the flinch on that Palisand, but we're able to get a lot of flinches in here and just in general, and are able to KO the Chandelure here. Eventually. I don't remember how. I recorded this last night, and it was quite annoying. But yeah, we get the flinch in there on the Chandelure. We get the Dragon Wish in, able to use Lucas's nuke. I think it KOs in one shot. Adaman gets taken down to Endurance, and of course he gets the first aid healing. Surprisingly, the Bubble Beam damage, it's not like it's vital or anything, but I always felt like it was. Getting that little bit of extra chip was vital in the long run, but probably it wasn't. Let's be real. So there we go. We attack the Palisand there. It does do quite a bit of damage with that Earthquake, but it's only able to KO Adaman and not everyone else. I've had a lot of situations where it was just Lucas and Irida, and we had to deal with this stupid Palisand, and it just kept KOing, but whatever. We took it out anyway, no real problem. Still with Irida and Lucas alive, so we're good. Adaman, you played your part. You did your support roles. Definitely, obviously, not like a super... Not like a... recommended team or whatever, right? Obviously, if you're using Lucas, you'll probably want to pair him with another dragon-type attacker, right? Or just someone that can make his nuke look a lot better. Because that was only +5 speed for that entire battle, not +6. But that was kind of required pretty much for the most part, I would say. But yeah, I mean, it worked out just fine. We used Adaman's defense all Pep Rally to buff Lucas, and we were able to survive long enough with Adaman for us to get enough flinches with Irida, and able to KO with the nuke with Lucas. I don't think you can replicate the setup unless you had a 5 out of 5 EX Lucas like I do, but oh well. So, that was the battle versus Chantal. Let's go ahead and move on to the one versus Grimsley. Alright, here we are with the battle that made me want to pull my hair out the most. Steel Weak Grimsley, where we used Irida alongside Signasuit Dawn and Candace. Candace was the character that made me break the main characters in Hisui thing. She's the only character that I brought, by the way, so that's pretty unfortunate. You may be able to do this if you have, like, if you want to do the main character type thing, if you had, like, Variety Lucas or New Year's Dawn, maybe Palentine's Dawn, I'm not sure. Either way, this was the setup for us. We used Candace's Blizzards and combined with Irida's Icy Winds in order to do some good damage to the sides, so we don't have to worry about them later on in the battle, and we just pretty much nuked the middle. I was doing this with half HP parameters before, and then I immediately changed it from half HP to plus, I think 40% HP. And it ended up working for me first try, so that was annoying. I tried for like half an hour to an hour with those parameters before I just changed them and figured if they worked or not. Well, turns out they did, so fuck me, right? Anyway, Dawn's able to survive long enough to give us a lot of special moves next on Irida's Buddy move here. Pretty much goes nuclear, 12,000 damage, very, very good, obviously. We have to reset up the Icy Wind here, and again, these Blizzards, very, very good for some AoE damage on these sides, so we don't have to worry about them later in the fight, because they can definitely be assholes, we'll just say that. So we set up the Icy Wind again, or the Ice Zone again, and then we use Icy Wind alongside Blizzard to KO the middle Tyranitar here. And then I'm pretty sure, yeah, we KO the Gigalith with Irida's Nuke, and then we KO the other side with a combination of Blizzard and Icy Wind. So that was good. There we go for Irida's Nuke here. So, surprisingly, Irida's Nuke is actually pretty solid, but if you're doing a 1v3, you can't really get it set up without having to also go for a tanking grid, and it just doesn't work out too well. It just doesn't. So, unfortunately, could not do a solo, but we were able to get in, this battle here. Sadly, did have to bring Candace, but again, if you have New Year's Dawn, Valentine's Dawn, Variety Lucas, you may be able to wiggle out a win in some of these battles that I couldn't, because I don't have any of those characters. My only versions of Dawn, I believe, are normal Dawn and Sigma Suit Dawn, who I don't use very often, but hey, she worked out for this battle, right? Anyway, yeah. That was the battle versus Steel Weak Grimsley. Irida, not a bad character at all for sure. She just needs some better partners to help with her damage because Icy Wind is not that great. And obviously Buddy Ice Beam is a single-use move, so you do have to have someone else to cover the damage for you. That's why I brought Candace here, because she's pretty reliable after the Ice Zone update. It was very, very good for her in terms of being a good character for Irida. Anyway, that was the battle versus Steel Weak Grimsley. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, here's the battle versus Flying Weak Marshall. We've got Dawn and Adaman here. I'm quite confident you could probably do a solo with Adaman on this battle, but you do need a lot of luck, just depending on how the enemy queues up moves, how you queue up your moves. It's a whole thing, right? You're gonna need some luck if you really want to solo with Adaman, and I don't have the time. So I just figure I'm already using main characters and other Sinnoh characters, may as well just use Dawn, right? And they're able to get the win in pretty easily, because the big thing with Adaman doing a solo is not the fact that like his damage is low or anything. It's the fact that, like, you don't get the sync countdown, which is the big part. So Dawn enabling Adaman, just for existing to get the sync countdown is good enough for him to get the nuke and do a lot of damage pretty quickly. So that was good. Adaman can definitely tank very, very well in these battles, by the way, because I do have the full nuking grid bar Drought Alert 5, because we do have the infinite field effects. So I took that out, gave him Sunscreen 2, and he was able to take a lot of attacks pretty well. Sadly, the Medicham on the right does have Psychic. That was the biggest hole I found in this run. If I was able to KO the middle there, even post-sync or whatever, the middle would not be the problem. Close combat and anything he can eat pretty well. Those Psychics, as you can see with Dawn there, is the things that we cannot eat. And I just couldn't find a situation where I could get that Medicham down before I used the Psychic. So that was my big problem. If you can find a way around it, awesome. You can probably do an Adaman solo. Again, as you can see, these Earthquakes, not a big problem. It does KO Dawn, but obviously that does not matter. We go ahead, go for a Leaf Blade here with Adaman, and we're able to KO it after this Leaf Blade. We use this Leaf Blade, and then the next one, it'll KO. So, yeah. As you can see, Earthquake does not do too much to Adaman. That's also considering the fact it's an Earthquake. Pretty high-powered move. Adaman takes attacks really well, so do keep that in mind. If you are doing this battle, just be careful of those Medicham Psychics. Dawn was good here for the attack debuffs, and I guess just a little bit of chip damage on the side for the most part, as well as the healing, of course. That was very, very nice as well when we were using the half HP parameters, but of course Adaman is also very self-sufficient in his healing as well, so keep that in mind. So yeah, that was the battle versus Flying Weak Marshall. Dawn, pretty good here for the attack debuffs, healing, and defense debuffs for herself, and just taking a hit and being useful to get sync countdown for Adaman. Just literally by using moves, it'll get you enough sync countdown. And Adaman, obviously our big damage dealer, very, very good nuker, very, very good damage dealer, just amazing unit in general. So yeah, battle versus Flying Weak Marshall. Let's move on to the final Elite Four, Dark Weak Caitlyn. Alright, here's our battle versus Dark Weak Caitlyn. It is a solo with Akari. If you have seen me on YouTube Shorts, you will probably have seen this video where I solo Caitlyn with Akari here. So, very easy to do. Honestly, you just use Ceaseless Edge, another Ceaseless Edge, Potion, and then or maybe just your trainer move. Actually, I don't remember how I do it. How do I do it? I think I use Potion, don't I? Top Performer Ceaseless Edge. Or actually, I may just use another Top Performer Ceaseless Edge. Yeah, that's how I do it. So, you gotta be careful of the Hyper Beam with Caitlyn here. That's pretty much why you have to be very picky with your parameters. Give them too much strength or attack, you're gonna get one shot by that Hyper Beam no matter where your HP is at. So, I do it enough to where we can survive most ranges of a Hyper Beam, and then we use the nuke with Akari. Do good damage for sure, obviously on type and whatnot, do some great damage, and then we're able to quad queue up a Top Performer Ceaseless Edge and KO Caitlyn before she's able to make her sync move, and there you go. Bada bing, bada boom. You can also rely on the Hyper Beam missing if you want to. That's how I won in the short, but that was on accident. Pretty sure I would have won anyway. I didn't mean to miss, or I didn't mean to have Caitlyn miss, but hey, it worked out. So if you do get the miss on that Hyper Beam, that's also a good way to get in, the victory pretty easily. So That's nice, right? That's nice. So yeah, that was the battle versus Caitlyn with us as a solo with Akari. Very, very easy. So, you saw the parameters and whatnot. The next battle is very, very fun. It is going to be a solo of Champion Iris with Ray. I'm not kidding you. This is the first attempt I did on this battle. The literal first attempt. Akari was like 3, maybe 4 attempts because of just different, bad luck with crits and whatnot. This was literally the first battle versus Iris, and it was such an easy victory. So we used the triple arrows there, get the flinch, which of course is a 30% chance. We use the move gauge boost just because we lack any other moves to use. We use the trainer move here so we can get the super effective next. I probably could have realistically used it earlier for the sync countdown. That was stupid on my part, but that's just how it is. So oops, right? Whatever. We're able to get in the sync move here, which does some really good damage, of course. There you go, nearly KOing. And then we quad Q the triple arrows barrage here. There you go, bada bing, bada boom, KOs all of them instantly. Don't even need the flinch or anything, it's insane. So there you go. That was Ray soloing Champion Iris in like T-minus 10 seconds, pretty much. That has to be a world record solo, dude. That had to be so quick. That was such a fast battle. Absolutely insane, right? So yeah, that was the battle versus Iris. Obviously, we got the stadium victors here, which is Akari, Ray, and Adaman, because obviously I only used Ray for the final battle. Just having him up there would be hilarious. But yeah, there is the 20th victory. Let me go ahead, show you Ray's grid, and end out the video. So here are the parameters that I used for the battle versus Iris here when using Ray. There you go. Just a lot of HP, pretty much oops, I didn't mean to go into the battle. That's fine, actually. So here is Ray's grid and whatnot. Honestly, you could probably do stuff similar to this once we get more Hisuian characters, right? I don't know why it's doing that. But yeah, if we get like Akari or Ray in the Lodge, or, in the future, obviously we'll probably get Volo, maybe like Professor Laventon, obviously the different Hisuian like wardens, Mai, Arizu, Calib, I don't know, I forgot his name, Liam, all those characters, right? All the different wardens will probably be able to do a lot of different Hisuian combinations, duos, solos, etc. against these different stadiums, and I'm honestly all for it. I'll probably try and do some more solos or just Hisuian battles versus the stadium in the future once we get more characters, right? Which I feel is going to be pretty soon. I do think Volo is going to be coming within probably around the December-January range, and if not, probably around the half anniversary range. I feel like that's definitely a very, very likely possibility for him to be coming soon. So yeah, be on the lookout for that, and the battles versus these stadiums with the Hisuian characters and whatnot. And I'll see you all later. Hope you all enjoyed the battles specifically. So yeah, I'll see you all later.